Well, guys, on my channel, it's feeling lately like a retro, right? We're talking about a lot of old movies that are on 4K and they came out a bit ago. Well, I like to think of this in January to at least February. It's going to be the retro era for my channel. And we're going to go back and talk about old movies and how they look on 4K and break them down and how they resonate in 2021. But today we're going to be talking about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood on 4K. Now, this film is directed by, we all know, Tarantino, and written by Tarantino. It stars Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Margot Robbie. So this film's practically about a faded TV star and his stunt double trying to achieve, I'm reading the synopsis right here from IMDb, trying to achieve success in the ending of the golden age of Hollywood in the late 1960s. Now, I just watched this film 2 days ago, I swear. And this is one of those movies that I was all right. I'm like, okay, this is fine, but I don't think this is my favorite Tarantino film. So I watched it. This is like a film that I watched over and over, and this is like my seventh time watching it. And I keep liking it more and more. What is this video going to be? It's going to be a 4K Blu-ray review, and then it's going to be an analysis of this film in 2021. And personally, don't kill me for saying this, I think this is one of Tarantino's best films. So let's break it down. Now, there have been a little complaints. I'll just get this out of the way right before I review the 4K Blu-ray of it. That Margot Robbie, aka Sharon Tate, is not in the film that much. Do I think she needed to be in there more? No. But let's hear what the director has to say about that.
Well, I just reject your hypotheses.
Yeah, see? Exactly. He's fucking awesome. Tarantino's just crazy.
The need for so much gruesome, graphic violence. Why not let us imagine
Because it's so much fun, Chan. Get it?
Yeah, he loves violence. So, what do I want to talk about in this film? Let's talk about the 4K first of all. So, this film looks incredible on 4K. Now, you have, first of all, let's kick it off with the 2.34 aspect ratio. So, you'll be getting the black bars on the top and bottom. The sound is DTS, I believe. No Dolby. I don't think it's Dolby. I do not think so. But it sounded pretty decent in my surround sound system. It's not like action-packed really until like the last 25 fucking minutes. It turns into a Tarantino film. But overall, guys, the sets. This is one of the things that you need to respect about this film. These 1960s sets were not really that much. There was like minimum of CGI. Most of this movie's budget, which I believe was 170 million, 160 million, went on building 1960s Los Angeles Hollywood sets. And that's what I love about it, is the amount of crap that's behind this film that Tarantino did. And then you have all-star actors, Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, Margot Robbie. Then you have like guest appearances, Al Pacino, Timothy Olyphant, trying to think, Kurt Russell. It's like you have these guest appearances to just bring that and elevate the film up even more. So let's talk about, though, how this film looks. It really does look beautiful. See, I am a big fan of time period movies. So, like, I'm a big fan of The Nice Guys. I really want a 4K transfer for that. And, like, Gladiator and all those films. But the thing I respect is the colors, the saturation, everything in this. When you watch it on your 4K TV, it just pops. It feels like you're officially immersed into the late 1960s. The films that are set in the 1960s, it just, I don't know, with what Tarantino did with this film, how it looked in the end. It was shot on film, so you know you're going to get a good remaster on 4K. But overall, guys, this 4K looks incredible. If you do not own it yet, I recommend buying this. Now, I'm so fucking happy I got the slipcover because this slipcover is actually a limited edition. And I come to like it. At first, I didn't really care for the slipcover, how it looked. But I like it. It's kind of like a movie poster in that, so I thought it was pretty dope. Let's break down Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and why do I think Tarantino films. So, I'm going to, full disclosure, I have not seen Reservoir Dogs, and I only saw part of Inglourious Basterds, and I really had no interest in the Kill Bill movies, but I've seen Django, Pulp Fiction, this. But I really want to see Inglourious Basterds right away, and I really want to see Reservoir Dogs. I heard Reservoir Dogs is incredible, and I heard Inglourious Basterds is another movie like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood that just makes you grow to like it a lot more and more. But why do I think this is one of my favorite, at least not my favorite, why do I think personally this film is one of Tarantino's best films. So right now, it is rated as 7.6 on IMDb. And I don't really agree with that rating. Now, there are some problems with the film. Yeah, I'll let you guys know right now. My big problem is when, but you have to go here, when Cliff Booth, Brad Pitt's character, goes to the ranch with all the hippies and that. Yeah, that part dragged a lot for me, and I felt like it didn't need to be in the movie if you knew what was already going on, what the story was about. Because obviously, it's like, basically, what if Sharon Tate, the Charles Manson murder never happened, and they just switched it, and you guys know the last 25 minutes, what happens? So it's an alternate approach on what actually happened in history. So I get that why that should have been in the movie, but this film's runtime is like 2 hours and 40 minutes, so it's a fucking long film. But I get that would be the only thing, if I was picky about it, to take out. Now, why do I really think this film is incredible? I think the performances alone are incredible. Leonardo DiCaprio is a fucking standout in this film. He's in Django, and so Brad Pitt's in Inglourious, but I like them two as like supporting actor, or Brad Pitt as supporting actor, they just fucking click, and I love it. I don't remember Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt like dynamic duo in a fucking long time, if it even did happen. I don't remember if it did, but they just so fucking work together. You have these two golden boys of Hollywood, but these actors really like chew up the scenery, and they make this film what it is and believable in the 1960s. Now, I'm a killer and I'm a sucker for nostalgia and like I said, time period movies. So that's probably why I really like this film a lot, with the 1960s setting. It really immerses you. I like seeing like the old pop culture references. I like seeing all the nostalgia. That's what I love a lot about this film. And I would say most of this film is nostalgia with these two characters and relying on these two actors to make the film what it is. And I think they do an incredible job. Now, like I said before, Margot Robbie is very brief in this film playing Sharon Tate, but she doesn't need to be in this film that much. It's not about her. I get why she's like casted number 3 on like for the top billed cast. I get it, but it's like, this film is Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio. That's all it really is. They carry this film. Rick Dalton, Cliff Booth. These two characters, how they are fucking brought to life, how they're written by Tarantino, it's just perfect. And their comedy, Leo's comedy is fucking hilarious. Brad Pitt's comedy is so fucking hilarious. Now, that's for the fucking first 2 acts of this film that I really, really enjoy. I remember I was watching the film on Tuesday or Thursday. No, yeah, Tuesday or Wednesday, and I'm just like glued to it. And like a couple of my buddies said, "Yeah, you like this film?" It was like really boring. I'm like, no, it's not boring. It's interesting and it's entertaining just to see how these actors really chew up the scenery and make the film even better and elevate it from just being an average throwback of a 1960s golden age era to what it is. And that's why I really do think it is probably an underrated film from Tarantino. I'm not gonna lie. But what do I want to talk about? The score is actually really, really interesting. There's not really an official score. It's more soundtracks from the 60s. So it's not really a score, but it's just fucking awesome. So the characters are incredible in this film. The comedy, it's a Tarantino movie. It's going to be fucking funny. We knew that. But it's weird because it's like, I love Django Unchained. Honestly, before this, it probably was my favorite Tarantino movie. But it's hard to pick between this and Django. I really love Django. I love Jamie Foxx in Django. I love Leonardo DiCaprio and Christoph Waltz. But this film is just, like I said, I'm a killer for nostalgia. And I love just watching the scenery and everything about it just looks incredible. Let's talk about the third act. And this is why I think is the best fucking movie. So the third act, the last 25 fucking minutes of the film is incredible. It is. You got fucking Leo torching a fucking girl in the pool. You have fucking Brad Pitt smashing a girl's fucking head and beating up all these guys, having the dog fucking attack them all. It is fucking full-on Tarantino unleashed. It really is. Guys, I mean it when I say this. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is a really good fucking film. Do I think it should have won Best Picture? No. In 2019, do I think Joker should have really won Best Picture? Possibly. But that's the thing about these films is like another thing with Joker is like the 80s setting. It like really got me immersed. That's the film I was going to talk about that didn't do it good was Wonder Woman 84. I'm a sucker for nostalgia, right? That movie did not handle it well. This movie did. So it all depends on how you handle it as well too. So another movie that I can really compare to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is The Nice Guys starring Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling, directed by Shane Black. Came out, they're like cops in the 1960s. It's a really good film. If you haven't watched it, I think it's a really underrated Shane Black film. But guys, I mean it when I say this. This movie, I really think is underrated for Tarantino. I think it is definitely better than Pulp Fiction, in my opinion. Don't hate me, but I think it's definitely better than Pulp Fiction. I think it's really a little bit better than Django even, but I don't know. I like Django a lot too. So it's hard to say, but this is definitely like one of my favorite Tarantino films. I cannot wait to watch Inglourious Basterds and then Reservoir Dogs, and because I will eventually rank them all. I'll make a Tarantino collection. But guys, I think officially Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is one of the most underrated Tarantino films of all time. But guys, let me know your thoughts below. Do you love Once Upon a Time in Hollywood on 4K? I think it looks incredible, and it is a great film. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one.